As you see, I'm trying. Hi, everybody. As you see, I was trying to get a thing so you can see my mom who's sitting here is not feeling great, but she wanted to watch what's going on. I'm Renee Tajima Pena. I'm a professor at UCLA and the director of this project. And I'll be introducing I thought I would introduce my mom. I don't think you can see. Can you see her? Can somebody see her? Oh, there she is. Hi, Mom. Gabriel's on this.
Who's that?
Gabriel's on it.
Where?
I'll show you later. She wants to know where he is. She can't see him. So we have my son, Gabriel Tajima Pena, who had the brainstorm of thinking of this project. Gabe, are you there? Can you say hi?
Hello, how are y'all doing? Give me a
There.
sec, I need to fix my phone real quick so I can turn the camera on.
Okay, I'll introduce everybody else. The rest of the team, Charity Kapili Ellis.
Hello.
Melody Chen.
Hi.
Janet Chen, who's the producer of the project, who just talked to you, and Kim Bathker, our educational technologist, who's going to be leading you through a lot of this. So Building History 3.0 began when Gabriel was a little younger, and we visited with my mom and dad and Uncle Bill. We visited the Heart Mountain pilgrimage, and that's where my mother and her brother Bill had been incarcerated during World War II. And Gabe was inspired by his grandmother to try to preserve history in some way and bring it to other kids like himself. So he had the idea that maybe he can recreate the Heart Mountain Camp for other kids to explore in Minecraft and show this history and help them learn the history. So Gabe, if you've got your phone done, if you can introduce our first film.
Yeah, sorry, let me pull the script up. I was just setting my laptop up. I'm really sorry, I'm very unprepared right now. I've been
can you put your video on?
Yeah, let me just send myself the thing. Well, should I just introduce the project from where I started it?
No, it's going to be in the video. So if you can just say a little bit about just show your face and I'll introduce the film. Sorry, everybody. This is the world of Zoom. There he is. See, he's going to look very different from this guy that you see on the screen. So this is a short documentary that Gabe and I worked on together just to give you a sense of the origins of the project. And the film is actually a part of our curriculum that you can access for free on our website at www.buildinghistoryproject.com. So let's go to the videotape.
I'm Gabriel Tajima Pena. I went to Heart Mountain, Wyoming. I went with my grandparents, Kelvin and Marie Tajima, my uncle Bill Ujier, both my parents, Armando Pena and Renee Tajima. My grandmother was about 13 and my uncle Bill was 12 when they first got to the camps. By the time they got out, they were both 16 and 17.
See, there's the interpreters center right there to the left.
When I got to Wyoming, the first thing I saw was desert. It was desolate desert.
Thank you for coming. This is called a pilgrimage banquet, a pilgrimage reunion. How many of you know an internee here? Raise your hands.
The program was interesting, but after a while there were a lot of speakers and I can't really sit still for that long.
Most privileged.
I did number one. Let's see.
Here, try pressing it again.
And while I was there, I remember a lot of my friends had told me about a platform building game called Minecraft. I just had this ingenious plan to create the camp itself within the video game.
walking around campus.
My mother had refused to buy me the game, and she's against video games as a whole. And then when I came up with this idea, she got extremely excited and immediately bought me the game. You can build anything from a block of stone to the White House. It really took just a couple days before I actually began building the camp, because I couldn't help myself. I just kept blowing things up for several days.
The barrack is ready for its close-up.
I was talking to
I needed a lot of help knowing what the camp itself looked like. They took me around part of the camp and showed me where the site of the swimming hole, the barracks used to be. When I first told my grandmother about this project, she was very excited, although she did not know what Minecraft was. She wanted to help as much as she could.
Look, I found
My grandmother told me what camp life was like, gave me notes on the inside of the barracks, and my Uncle Bill had helped me with telling me what the latrines looked like. I'd met this guy named Randall Fujimoto. He liked combining video games with learning history. So I showed him my project, and he decided to do a workshop for kids to teach them about the Manzanar camp by building it in Minecraft. He had invited me to help co-teach his class for several weeks. We had about 15 kids on computers in Gardena at the Japanese Cultural Institute, the JCI.
No, nothing about it. This is the roller coaster thing that we fall off.
The primary amount of the research was done online through websites and through the Manzanar history website itself. But we also did have a former internee come in, and he answered a lot of questions.
Okay, everybody, eyes up here, and hi everyone. This is Bob Nakamura. You know that you lived in Manzanar before.
The kids were really interested in asking about what the latrines were like.
Were the bathrooms like small?
The bathrooms didn't even have partitions, right? So you could hold hands with the person sitting next to you. So that was the big change for a lot of people.
We had a big day coming up. Nobody had really completed their projects. We needed to present it to their parents and people who came from outside. They just rallied up and finished.
You're in the wrong way, Tristan. Look at the dirt.
Okay, so let's proceed with our presentations. Go ahead, one by one, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Evan. I'm Maurice. I'm Andrew. I'm Joshua. Each of the barracks had 3 rooms inside, and there were like 4 beds in each rooms. These were the mess halls. They usually ate soup a lot, and breakfast was usually bread and meat. The bathrooms, they didn't have any partitions that you could hold hands while going. The watchtower, anybody who went too close to the gate would be shot, but once somebody did and the riot started, they stopped doing that. And yeah.
I think they learned a lot about the camps, the structure of the camp, and why and how it was built. And I think they did learn a lot about the history of Japanese Americans during World War II. It was really cool to see my grandmother happy like that, and it's warmed my heart to see her so into the project.
Quite frankly, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Yeah, so that's, my mom joined us to watch the video. And next we'll meet Kim, our educational technologist, and she's also a teacher, and she'll lead you through building history. You
Oh,
wave?
yeah. Wow, that's pretty neat. Yeah.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
There's some feedback.
Is that better?
Your voice is like echoing.
All right, how is this? Great, awesome. Thanks so much for joining us. We're really excited to be back here for the second session of this virtual pilgrimage. We've already introduced our team, and we'd really love to get a better sense for who's joining us today. So can you please either give me a thumbs up or wave wildly at your screen if you have ever watched a YouTube video before? A YouTube video. All right, okay, good. Who's ever been in a Zoom meeting before? Before today, of course. Oh, wow, okay, all right. Who has ever played Minecraft before? All right, okay. All right, great, thank you. Now, just to make sure that we all know how to use the chat box, can you open up your Zoom chat box and tell us how you've learned about the Japanese American incarceration camps before? Was it in school? Was it from a friend or a family member? Or did you read about it in a book or watch a movie about it? How have you learned about the incarceration camps before?
So we have a lot of people learning from their family. Someone said a book. Oh, a movie in museums. That's nice. Yep. Family always talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah, grandpa. Oh, shout out to Gardena. Gardena Japanese cultural in school. That's good. Great grandmother. Very nice. Ah, someone visited, yes, visited Hard Mountain in 1968. Oh, yes.
All right, great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So today we're going to show you a few more ways to learn about the incarceration camps. From the time when Gabe first came up with the idea to build a camp in Minecraft, Building History 3.0 has grown a lot. Everything that we've created for this project is available for free on our website. You can see that URL there on your screen. It's now an online collection of activities that teach kids about the World War II incarceration camps. Everything here has been designed for kids. This includes our short documentaries, you just saw one of those, our classroom tools, and of course the game-based learning activities in Minecraft. From our website, kids, teachers, parents, and families can all learn about what daily life was like for the people who were incarcerated in the camps and how their stories are relevant today. As a classroom teacher myself, I do want to acknowledge that different schools and different households will have different levels of access to Minecraft software. And that's why we really designed our curriculum to include short documentaries and lots of other learning activities that don't require Minecraft at all. If you are able to incorporate Minecraft components of the project into your class or to use them at home though, you will find lots of tools on our website to help you do that, and we will explore those a little bit later today. There are so many resources that are available on our website, and we recognize that a lot of kids are learning from home these days. And so we really wanted to reorganize our website to reflect that and to give support to families and teachers to support that remote learning. We call this new part of the website BH 3.0 at home. We're going to take a few minutes now to show you that part of our website and to highlight some of those tools and activities. You'll see a link directly to that in the chat box. It's buildinghistoryproject.com. So I'll give everyone just a minute to pull that up if you'd like to follow along on the website. If not, we'll be including screenshots from the website in this Zoom. So when you visit our website, the first link on the menu bar is for EH 3.0 at home. You'll see it there on the left. On the of our learning at home resources, including the short documentaries, games, activities, and Minecraft downloads. As a reminder, if you do have any questions at any time during the session, please feel free to put those into the chat box. At this point, we'll pause for questions. Charity, do we have any so far? I'm sorry, Melody, do we have any so far?
Yes, we had a question a while back that was answered in the chat by Nina, and she would ask what year was the video made. And in the chat, Renee responded around 6 years ago. So thank you, Nina, for that question.
Thank you. Any other questions so far? Please feel free to put those in the chat box.
We have one more question. Samantha is having a little bit of technical difficulties, saying that, oh, the website is not secure. I can link another website link for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay. If we don't have any more questions at this point, no worries. We'll continue to answer questions throughout the Zoom. And I'm going to hand this back to Janet so that she can show you some of the first aspects of building history at home.
Okay. Hi, everyone again. So our first set of activities in our at-home curriculum is our video collection. So we have a series of 6 short documentaries. So one of the ones that you just saw, the Gabriel's Heart Mountain, is one of the videos. They're about 5 to 10 minutes each and produced specifically for kids by Renee Tajima Pena, our director, who's a filmmaker by profession, me, who's also a filmmaker, and also our team of professional filmmakers. So each video tells the story of someone who was affected by the camps, including Renee's family, and you met Gabe and Marie. So when we screen these at our in-person workshops, it's been wonderful to see the kids and the parents and grandparents all watch together. And since our feedback from the videos have been very positive, we developed more materials for them, including discussion guide worksheets and online games that go with each of the videos. So for example, the video you just saw, or the video you're going to see, Boy Scouts of Heart Mountain. The discussion guides are about 10 questions of increasing degrees in depth, which kids will need to recall the content of the video, link it to the historical context, and then reflect on the meaning to them in our current world. So these questions can be used by families at home to prompt conversations about the camps. And if you're a teacher and thinking about assigning these discussion guide worksheets, you can actually edit our Google Docs, which is also on our website. So if you have questions that you would prefer to remove or add to the worksheets, you can do that on your own with that. And they are all free to download. And I should note that, like all of our other historical content on our website and for the project, they've all been reviewed by our historical consultants from faculty from UCLA, and also Densho, who's one of our partners for accuracy. And in addition to these discussion guides, several of the videos have the interactive games that we developed to accompany them. And each game is different. So if we go back to Boy Scouts of Heart Mountain, you'll find that the game for that video is a word search. So when you watch the film, you'll find that there are a lot of key phrases that we want to highlight. So in this online game, the word search, the kids are challenged to discover these phrases in the actual game. So it's a common game that kids play all the time. It gives them another way to connect with the content in the video. And remember that each video, or 6 videos, features a different set of questions and different kind of game. So if you sit down and you watch 2 or 3 videos at a time, you won't get bored. Currently, we have discussion guides and games for 3 of our 6 videos, and we're actually working on developing more guides and games for our last 3 videos, and that will be up in the next month or so. So if you'd like to join our mailing list, which is free, we can email you and let you know once the other 3 discussion guides and games are ready. Okay. So we're gonna pause now for any questions. I think I actually saw a question that we didn't get to before from Cece. Melody, did you wanna do that one?
Yes, I think there are 2 questions from Cece. The first one is, I'm home with my kids and I've been running out of things for them to do. How long do you estimate the different at-home activities will take? Also, what is the age range for the activities? I have a 7 and 10-year-old at home.
Oh, great. Thank you, Cece, for that question. The video and discussion guides and interactive games take about 30 to 60 minutes each. So each video is between 5 and 10 minutes long. And then the discussion guide, depending on how many of the questions you want your child to answer, if you treat it more like a worksheet than a discussion guide, that could take about 30 minutes or so. And then the interactive games are actually all replayable. So some students really like to finish a game and then complete it again. So I would say about 10 minutes for each of the interactive games there. And I'm sorry, what was the second question?
The second question was, what is the age range for activities? And she has a 7 and 10-year-old at home.
That's perfect. So we recommend these activities for grades 3 through 8. I'd say there's a little bit of leeway there. So if your 7-year-old is going to 2nd grade, that should be fine, especially if they're working with the 10-year-old, their older sibling. And I'd say the discussion guides do have some more in-depth questions that might be appropriate through 8th grade.
All right, and then Cece also had the question, will you continue to release new lesson plans and activities for BH 3.0 at home? And how would I be able to know when new content gets released?
Oh, absolutely. So we have for 3 of the 6 videos that are up on the video page, we have those discussion guide worksheets and interactive games. We're currently working on discussion guides and activities for the remaining lessons, for the remaining videos. And so those will be out in August. If you'd like to know the second they're released, we encourage you to join our mailing list. And you can do that by visiting the Building History Project website and just signing up. Just hand us your email address and we'll send you updates. No spam.
Okay, and I think Kim is actually going to take over and go through our Minecraft activities now.
Thanks, Janet. So one of the most interactive elements of this project are, of course, the Minecraft activities. And before I show you these activities, I'd like to point out that we also offer a beginner's guide to Minecraft on our website as a sort of informal orientation for parents, families, teachers, even kids who might not be familiar with the game. We won't explore that webpage today, but if you'd like to refer to it in the future, you can find it on our orange menu bar. Just move your mouse over the Minecraft button, and then the first option down will be an introduction to Minecraft. For now, though, let's explore some of the activities themselves. You can go back to BH 3.0 at home and find links to the Minecraft activities there. You can also use the Minecraft button on the orange menu bar to select each of our 2 activities. So we offer 2 free downloads for anyone who'd like to try these at home. In order to play these, you will need to have a paid version of Minecraft. And that can be either your computer or on your mobile device. Currently, Minecraft costs $26.95 for the computer version or $6.99 for the mobile app. The first Minecraft activity is called the Suitcase Activity. And we have a screencast which was created using this activity on a computer. And so this screencast will give you a bit of a preview of the Suitcase Activity. When you first open the Suitcase Activity, you'll find yourself in a simulation of a modern-day bedroom. It's very simple. You see a bookcase and a bed, a nightstand, and then in the corners you see 2 suitcases in black and 2 chests in brown. Walk over to chest number 1, and you'll find instructions telling you to pick any 6 items to pack in suitcase number 1. Open the chest and you'll find a collection of items. The items are varied. They include things like a toothbrush, a pocket knife, book, camera, some food items, a first aid kit, and so forth. What you should do at this point is select any 6 items from that chest and add them to your inventory. When you're choosing your items, think about what you would pack if you were faced with the same challenge the Japanese Americans faced during World War II. What would you pack if you were forced to go to an incarceration camp? Once you've loaded your inventory, take your inventory over to suitcase number 1. Open the suitcase and load your items from the inventory into the suitcase. Once you've loaded your suitcase, talk to a friend, see what they packed in their suitcase. Or talk to your teacher or a classmate or a family member. Compare what you packed with what they packed. Why did you make the decisions that you did? What's important to you? What would have been important to you to bring to camp? Of the items that you chose, is there anything that you think might not have been allowed in an incarceration camp? Why would some items have been prohibited? What items would have been important to you if you had been forced to go to an incarceration camp? What would you have had to leave behind? So those last questions in the screencast really highlight the purpose of the suitcase activity. What things are important to bring to camp? What things would have been left behind? What items wouldn't have been allowed at camp? The suitcase activity in Minecraft puts kids in the shoes of Japanese American children who were forced to pack for the incarceration camps. In the activity, you probably noticed that there were 2 chests and 2 suitcases in that room. This is to allow for multiple players to complete the activity at the same time. So if you have 2 players on separate devices but connected to the same server, they can actually complete the activity together and then discuss their strategies for packing. This would be a good approach to the activity if siblings are playing together or if you have students in a classroom who are divided up into pairs. One important thing to be aware of regarding the suitcase activity is that a very recent Minecraft update has meant that we need to recreate the download file. And so it's not currently available on our website, but we are working very quickly on an update so that you'll have access to that suitcase activity again very soon. The other Minecraft download that you'll find on our website is Virtual Manzanar. This download was fortunately unaffected by the Minecraft update, and so this is ready and available on our website right now. Here is a screencast preview of the virtual camp in Minecraft. Virtual Manzanar is a recreation of the Manzanar incarceration camp in Minecraft. You can explore the camp and find historical objects as you go. Here we are walking down the road and you'll see a recreation of a bus heading to camp. If you look around, you'll notice that the surroundings are very desolate. This is clearly a desert. There's not much to see. And this is very intentional. It recreates the bleak surroundings that were experienced by Japanese Americans when they first arrived. You can see in the camp recreation that there is a fence surrounding the camp and also guard towers, and of course the American flag, clearly visible as you enter. Right now we're flying over the camp. We're sort of hovering over it so that you can see the layout. You can see the barracks clearly lined up according to a grid as they were in Manzanar, and then a row of buildings running down the middle. Built into the building history curriculum are opportunities for students to research and use tools to learn the history of the camps. Before they ever reach Virtual Manzanar, they will have already used our website, our learning resources, our interactive activities, and our videos to get a sense of the historical background of the incarceration camps and also what daily life was like. This virtual camp is really designed to be a blank template, not just for kids to explore as it is, but for kids to build upon. You'll notice, for example, that these barracks are empty. This gives kids the opportunity to build the beds themselves and to understand how tight the living spaces were. So they'll reflect the learning that they've done in the structures that they build in Minecraft. From our previous workshops, here are some examples of what kids have built after learning the history of the camps. What you'll see in these camp recreations are components of the camps that were created by Japanese Americans themselves. Here you see a baseball diamond. Here you see a garden, which kids added after they learned that the incarcerees had to grow their own food. Here is a mess hall, and you can see that the tables are very closely packed together. This illustrates how close together the incarcerees would have had to sit to eat. These are just a few examples of how students have demonstrated their learning about the incarceration camp experience by building in Minecraft. We've had a lot of success with kids exploring and building in Virtual Manzanar. Kids who have spent time learning about the camps, watching the films, hearing from survivors, have demonstrated what they've learned by what they've built in Minecraft. It's been a really powerful tool for creating empathy around the incarceration camp experience. Just like the Suitcase Activity, Virtual Manzanar can be played in multiplayer mode, and so if you have siblings playing together or kids working in groups in a classroom, they can collaborate and work as a team as they learn, explore, and build in their camps. If you're playing from home, then as you play, you should be able to check out our scavenger hunt activity from the website. This highlights some of the historic components that you'll find in the virtual camp, and it challenges kids to explore and find them as they go through Virtual Manzanar. We've included some suggestions here also about additional items that kids could build in Minecraft. At this point, let's pause for questions. Melody, do we have any new questions so far?
We don't have any new questions at the moment.
Okay. All right, in that case, let's go back to Janet for some additional classroom resources.
So the last resources that we want to point out on the website are those designed for classroom use, but they could also be really helpful for learning at home. So on the orange menu bar, you'll see a button for learning resources. And the first one listed is the timeline. So the graphic timeline was created specifically for the website and written for a young audience. So it includes a lot of images, and you'll notice that it begins in 1885, long before World War II. So in order to contextualize the events surrounding incarceration of Japanese Americans, so kids understand that this is not a story that began with the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but a consequence of a history of systemic racism that really began with anti-immigration legislation decades earlier. So our second learning resource that you'll find on the website is the Incarceration Camps Map, and also created for Building History 3.0. The map includes names and locations of the 10 incarceration camps that Japanese Americans were forced to stay at during World War II. We also have a link on the page with the map to more of the World War II sites that one of our partners, Japanese American National Museum, has the resource for. And finally, I know that we have a few teachers joining us today, so this is for you. So our website includes a lot of tools that are classroom ready. And these include not what you've already, not just what you've seen today, but also a quick start classroom guide and a complete set of customizable lesson plans that you can use over the course of a single class period or several weeks, depending on your needs. And we also have a recording of a webinar that we did last summer specifically for teachers and educators. If you watch that, it'll help you kind of go through our whole project. So whether you're teaching in person or remotely in the fall, we want to make sure that you have all the resources and tools that you need to teach this very important history. Okay. And I think
we have one question.
We can pause now for more questions. Melody, do we have any questions?
Yes, we have one from Cece. Again, she says she will be teaching my class remotely. She will be teaching her class remotely this upcoming school year. She loves the at-home resources, Minecraft, and documentaries, and says thank you. And her question is that she teaches high school. Do you think these materials can be applicable to high school students?
I do, yes. I think we had a question earlier about the discussion guide specifically for the videos. We recommend those for grades 3 through 8. But as Janet mentioned, those discussion guides have questions that sort of progress in difficulty and depth as you go. And so if I were a high school teacher teaching this to my students, I would check out those discussion guides and maybe adapt them a bit by downloading the Google Doc version. Maybe pull out some of the simpler questions that are more geared towards younger students and add more in-depth and challenging questions to those discussion guides. The videos, I think, will also be really enjoyable for high school students. As an adult, I really enjoy the videos, so I think that high school students would certainly find value in those videos. And as for the Minecraft aspect, I would consider the audience. I think some high schoolers are more into Minecraft than others. And so maybe in an attempt to differentiate your curriculum, you could offer that as an option for students to explore the history of the incarceration camps, rather than requiring students to participate in that aspect of our project. Were there any other questions, Maddie?
Yes, we have one question from Kurt, who says, any movement to get any of the other camps like Minidoka created in Minecraft? And Kurt is a UCLA alum.
Thanks so much for that question. So currently we're not designing any other camps specifically in Minecraft. The thinking is that the Virtual Manzanar sort of serves as an example. And if kids are interested enough, they might research the layouts of other camps and perhaps build those templates themselves.
Okay. I think if we don't have any more questions for now, we are going to move on to our second film for today, Boy Scouts of Heart Mountain. And I'm gonna ask Renee to introduce the film. And then she and Gabe and Marie will be here to answer any questions about the film, which features another one of their family members.
So this film, The Boy Scouts of Heart Mountain, if you're a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout or a Campfire Girl, or you belong to one of those great clubs, this might be fun for you. It features my Uncle Bill, who was a Boy Scout at Heart Mountain. And in fact, the man who would become his father-in-law, my Aunt Barbara's father, Joe Fujise, was the Scoutmaster at Heart Mountain. And the Boy Scouts, after decades and decades and decades, always kept in touch with each other. And they used to get together for reunions at my cousin Donna's place. And so you'll see one of the reunions in the film. Now, Uncle Bill has passed away, but he did share some of his experiences with me. So if anybody has any questions of his being a Boy Scout, I think I can answer it. And I think my mom's feeling a little better, so I might trick her into helping to answer the questions too. So let's go to the video, please.
scouting is a way of life. What is the Scout Law? It's trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, reverent. And I think every one of the ones that were Scouts, I think live by that code. I really do. We moved to camp in September of '42. At that time, there were guards, there were search towers. The guns were pointed at us. We were in prison. By God, we were in prison. You know, we couldn't leave. Hi! I'm so glad you came! Come on in. You know who this is, right? Of course.
Give me a hand.
How many years are we talking about? Hey, okay, you're looking great.
So Richard was in the Boy Scout same time with us.
Yeah, I remember. We didn't have any kind of responsibility. The only thing was school. If you have a bunch of guys together and you want to play football, baseball, basketball, whatever, we did. What else is there to do? They were recruiting people. I liked what I saw and I liked the people. We were 12, 13, 14 years old. It was joining a group, really. We had no gangs as such, and that was somewhat of our game. Why do we do it? I guess one of the things is the fact that it keeps track of one another. You're at the head of the table. You remember the program? Yeah.
Who was this gentleman? And on the front cover there is a very well-known photograph of Hart Mountain showing Boy Scouts.
Most of these guys, the 15, they don't get together at all. I passed this out. They're all spread out.
Yeah.
And work together. Everybody work together on this, okay?
Number 7.
Well, it's okay. You gotta share.
You gotta share. Hey, is that you? Yeah.
Holy close.
18 is Mimpo, Hirata.
Is that Ouija? Yeah, you were talking. Oh, Ouija's way down here.
Number 4.
Yeah. Half of them, they'd never seen him since camp. And they remembered each other. They remember what they did with each other. Does everybody got one? If you look at what we are, what we did, or you'll see in effect that as a group, we did pretty good. We didn't become juvenile delinquents as a group. I think we should be proud of ourselves.
Can everybody get in okay? Everybody smile.
1, 2, 3. Hail to thee, thy warriors of the mountain, ever striving up the scouting trail. The remarks I hear before they went home was, hey, come back soon. You know, let's do it again.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Okay, Happy New Year. Thanks a lot again.
Okay, take care, Richie.
Okay,
take it easy, Richie.
Okay. Onward, forward, upward. Hopefully it keeps going on until they're 100 years old, you know. For hardbound BSA. How about that? Hey! That wasn't quite a unison.
We should rehearse.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
I guess my mom liked it. You liked it?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Gee,
I'm always happy when she likes the films. I think also Jenna Hamamoto, who worked on both of the films, is in the audience with her son Kenzo. And
so
yeah.
he compiled this, huh?
Yeah, so right now, if you have any questions, I think my mom can help me answer.
Yes, so there's one question. What were some of your activities since you couldn't leave the camp? And any moments that you remember well?
What did you used to do at the camp since you couldn't leave?
Well, I guess we just didn't do anything really that important. Probably just visited our family members, and that's about all.
But remember, you used to go into Aunt Sophie's and look at the pictures?
Oh, well, yeah, we used to go to my sister-in-law's unit, and yeah, they had a what is it, a stand with snapshots of members of the church members and members of the Boy Scout.
Well, the real story is my mom was still a teenager. She had two really close friends. They called themselves the Three Amigos. And my Aunt Sophie and her husband, Don Toriumi, Don was like a pastor at the camp. And Aunt Sophie was the only daughter, and she had 4 brothers. And so the girls used to go and look at the handsome pictures of her brothers, and they would all pick which ones they wanted.
Yeah.
Did you pick Dad?
Well, I don't know which one I picked. I picked the best looking first one, but they were all very nice looking.
Yes. And you got one in the end.
Yeah, I got the youngest. Yeah.
And she said that Uncle Bill was, other than being the Boy Scouts, he was the class president. The class president.
Oh yeah, he was the 9th grade class president. So because he, I don't know, because of his personality, he had a very jovial type of personality.
He was a jokester.
Yeah, he would joke, and anyway, I guess they selected him.
Okay. Thanks, Mom.
So,
okay. Any other questions?
Who's asking the question? Oh,
Melody.
Yeah. Currently, there are no other questions, but
okay.
Oh.
Great. So next we are going to somebody else, right? Are we going back to you, Janet?
Yes, so Kim and I will, yeah. So we have some more time, so we wanted to see if anyone had any general questions about the project, or any more questions for Renee and her mom, Marie. Melody, do we have any more?
Yes, there's one more question. What would you like us to take away from the project?
Could you repeat that?
Oh, she said, what would you like people to learn from this project about the camps?
What would I like to learn?
Or what would you like people, like kids? Would you like kids to learn?
Oh, well, actually, I think I would like to have them learn about what we had to go through as youngsters, and it was not really fun at all, but we made every moment count. I don't know. Do you have any other questions?
I think that's what we all feel. We'd like people to learn about what they endured, but also how they were able to create a home and create community from the camps. And we hope all the kids who do Minecraft and Building History 3.0 will create their own kinds of communities of building it together and talking about the history together.
We have one question from Joan. How are you marketing the project to teachers, and what grades seem to be the most responsive?
Well, that's for the Janet and Kim.
So let me, I think maybe I can take the marketing question. So we have a partnership with the teacher education program at UCLA in Center X. They train specifically LAUSD teachers and other teachers from different school districts, local school districts, to teach ethnic studies in K through 12 schools. So we, the webinar I mentioned earlier, that where we did the session for it is actually for them. So we have gone to a lot of their sessions to train the teachers on the project so they can bring it into the classrooms. And we also have a partnership with one of the elementary schools in LAUSD in Chinatown named Castellar Elementary School. So a few of the teachers there have also used it. And we have a consultant in the Bay Area up in the Northern California, and we're trying to reach the Bay Area, the school districts up there too. And actually in our first session, we had someone from La Jolla School District, so we're going to connect with them too. So really we've been talking to a lot of education consultants and also through UCLA because they have a lot of programs training teachers, K through 12 teachers. So that's how we've been really marketing to teachers. And we've been to a few conferences also and a few events as well, where we meet a lot of educators. And the second part, I think, was the most responsive grade levels. So it's definitely the lower grade levels. So what we were recommending the at-home new materials for. So usually grades 3 through 8 tends to be the most responsive because we do have Minecraft in our curriculum. Those are usually the ages who already know Minecraft and who already like to play Minecraft. So that definitely tends to attract grades 3 through 8. But we mentioned before, we have had high schoolers come and look at the Minecraft, and everyone, I think across the board, all ages, love the videos. So the videos are a great entry point into the project. You guys just saw 2 of them, and that's definitely the all ages curriculum. And yeah, please.
And just to add to that, we have lesson plans, like formal lesson plans that are designed for both elementary, middle school, and high school. So if you're a teacher and you're interested in implementing this in your classroom, there are actually formalized lesson plans that you can download from our website on the teachers page as well.
And do we have more questions, Alex?
Yeah, so adding on to the first question, how are you marketing the project? Joan also asks, what about other parts of the country where this history is unknown?
So yes, so no, we would definitely love for it to get to the parts of the countries that have never even heard of incarceration camps. So we definitely have national partners that we want to work with more, and education consultants. But if you, and Joan, I think I know you sort of. So if you have contacts for us to at the Smithsonian or elsewhere, we do have a couple of people we've been talking to at Smithsonian and other national orgs, and also Densho. where we can get it to other parts of the country. But mostly we've been focusing on California right now, but yeah, we would love to expand.
And there's a question from Thomas, and it's, is there any content regarding how items for essential living were obtained? Canteen, mail order, other means?
You know, we don't have any content concerning that on the Building History Project website. However, there are links under our resources page to a whole bunch of other resources, including Densho, the Japanese American National Museum, and those websites do have information on that particular topic.
And there's another question from Kurt. Do you have any other suggestions or favorite at-home or virtual programs on social justice topics that are similar to BH 3.0? Very excited to bring these lessons to Idaho here at the Minidoka National Historic Site.
Great, thank you. If by similar to building history you mean that they incorporate Minecraft, I definitely encourage you to check out the Minecraft Education Edition website. It's sponsored by Microsoft, and it has a whole bunch of teacher-created resources for download. And if by similar to building history you mean just more, you know, in the line of social justice, I can recommend a website called gamesforchange.org. It includes games for kids that are social justice oriented.
And just to add, so in our first session last week, there were some folks who were asking us if we can have a page just linking to other programs and projects that are similar to ours. So we are going to, we're going to take that seriously, and we'll be adding some links to other projects too that relate to social justice on our website. So you'll find those soon as well. So if you join our mailing list, then we'll let you know when those are up, and you can use further resources too. Any more, Mel?
There are no more questions.
Okay, so I think we've gone over a little bit our time, but we can stick around if folks have any more questions or want to talk to us directly. But I think we're done, and so just if we can get that last slide up. So if you guys have more questions that you think of later, you can feel free to email us at buildinghistoryproject@gmail.com. And of course, we've shown our website already, buildinghistoryproject.com, and that is where you can find all of the content and curriculum that we discussed today and more. So go to the website, it is free. We were lucky enough to get a couple of grants from actually the National Park Service, I think, who we have a couple people here from there, and also the California Civil Rights Project. And you can also follow us on social media. We are at BH3 Project and also at Building History Project. And you can find those links also on our website, buildinghistoryproject.com. Okay, and thank you so much for joining us today. And I see a couple more questions, so we can stick around and answer any more questions you have. Okay, thank you, everyone.
If Kenji and Patty are still there, can you put your video on, and can you guys take off the, oh, let me see if we can see them.
And I am going to stop recording, so.
Oh, okay.